Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to teach you how to install and use our new Carousel Workflow.
Thank you, Clever Raptor. Now let's download the nodes. So first of all, let's go in our Discord channel, Workflows and Nodes, and you will find this, like update. You just click here and you will download this folder. Once you download it, you will have this. You're going to extract it. Let's do like this and let's open it. Then you see it's double folder, so just copy paste this one inside, not the whole folder, but this one. Otherwise it will not work. Go inside of your ComfyUI again, and we're gonna look for custom nodes, and we just copy paste. I already have it, so no need again. If you have a previous version, just feel free to delete and copy paste the update. Once you've done, you can restart or open your ComfyUI, and here's the white blanket. And now we're gonna download the workflow. This is the workflow, so let's download it. Like download, perfect. Let's open it and let's use like this. And you will find the whole workflow and all the nodes installed. Hello guys, and welcome back to our channel. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to use this workflow on those new nodes that I created in order for you to create carousels or a good base for LoRa's or like character sheets like in this case. So let's take a look how it works. Here, first of all, we have the main nodes for this workflow. We have two different variation of it. The first one, KoO Carousel, is simply prompt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you can activate as much as you want, and you can copy paste your prompt here. Like let's steal it from here, for example, and we can prepare like this. Once I'm gonna copy paste or fill all those sections, like here I can connect this one like this. You just follow the order. You don't need to do anything special. You just green with green, seed with seeds, file names, and so on, and it's ready to go, so you don't need to do anything. This, it depends on your preference. I created two versions because this one is maybe it might be better for normal carousels where you need 3, 4, 5 pictures, and this is a little bit more universal, so it supports an unlimited number of images. And how it works. So here, as we said, like once you're connected, you select the amount and you will see that they highlighted and they're gonna, so this node is going to feed like our workflow 3 images, and it will produce 3 images. In this case is really similar, but instead of using this manual sections, I can just use this rule. So you can use like ChatGPT or whatever language model you're using, and you will tell him to follow this rule. Once you delete this, it's already here, so it's quite easy. You just will show you will show your language model the example, and that's pretty much it. You can ask to prepare you like 20 pictures, and that's it. So the good part of this is that the number is unlimited, and it's quite easy. Instead of open, save, enable 5, open, save, and so on, you just copy paste and you have an unlimited amount. Then what else is important? Here we find on off node that it goes directly here. So now I'm gonna move it a little bit, just so you will be more comfortable to understand what's happening. Here I press on and you see it will enable the second picture, so you can use another reference picture in case you need. Now let's turn double picture off. Then what else? Here I put in red the nodes that you can touch basically, and here we have resize mask like, and what it does, like, it will dictate the resolution of your picture. So in this case 1448 will be the resolution of our output. So let's open the first one, for example, and we can see that's the resolution, that's the final resolution. So you can go up like till 2K, let's say, but I want to be honest with you, because this workflow is create to edit based, I strongly recommend you not to use 2K. Probably the best scenario is like 1024, 1048. This is a little bit too much. It works, absolutely, even 2K it works. You just can bump into some artifacts, so just be aware of it. Then it's not an issue, because you can just like run it again and nothing happen. I strongly recommend you to play with it. But this is the same resolution, let's say, and so it will stay the same. This is a LoRA, and I think this one I made using Z Turbo back in days. Then what we have here, we have the diffusion models, and you can change whatever configuration you prefer. If you have low RAM, just use the convert version. If you have a beefy configuration, feel free to use RAW. And here we have this node. You can like deactivate, let's say, you can hide, it's not important if you're not using RAW. Otherwise you have to select like the grounding pixel that you will find here. This is mandatory to put. Here you will find nodes, sorry, not nodes, a node, that is a node. And as you can see, like depending, is like classic Kriya edit. So it depends how like high this value is, and it will preserve your subject much more. So for example, 768 is a really good compromise between freedom and consistency. So in my opinion, always go the first like go you're gonna go for funny, like try to go with 768, make it run a test, and then if it works, like, well, you're done. Otherwise, feel free to change. Like if you want a little bit more quality and freedom, just put 512. If you want really strong like preservation, just put, as you find here, 1024 pixels, and that's it for now. So then let's see here, we have our double dual sampling method, and feel free to play. This is a really good configuration, so I think it's good to go. But then if you want like to change the sampler, feel free to select whatever you prefer. And another thing I missed here, you can just add a LoRA in case you need. I want to be honest with you, I think with Create to Identity LoRAs don't behave that well, so I recommend you not to, but feel free to experiment, because you never know. Here there's nothing to touch, to be honest, like it's already everything is fine. And here this is just a little bit a tiny support. If you're doing like archivist, just switch this. Bypass, you can do what you want, like, but normally like balance and photoreal are the ones to go if you making like people, if you're generating people. So first sampler, and one thing that is really easy but can make a huge difference, like if you think your final output like is missing details, like you can try to like habilitate like this, put on true, bong math. Like I want to be honest with you, like really often, like most of the time this is way too strong and it will generate a lot of artifacts on the skin. So I would keep this turned off. Then we have like the low sigma detailer, and even here you can choose any configuration. If you're not an expert, don't touch it absolutely. And then we have the outputs. As you can see, like, it's pretty good. I want to be honest with you, not all of them are perfect. For example, this one, I think, I'm sorry, this picture you can throw away because it doesn't look like her. But here is perfect. Here, perfect. Really good. Maybe a little bit too freckles here. This is the same. I would throw it away. Really good. Really good, especially for a close-up. It's amazing. Lovely. I would say you can keep. And even this. So, as you can see, I would say like, how many of them? Like 4, 8, 10. You can keep 8 out of 10. And it doesn't take so long like to generate. So, if you need a carousel, just put the prompt and you run, you go to drink a coffee, you will play, I don't know, video games, whatever it is, you go for a walk, you come back and your carousel is ready to be posted. Then, like, what else we can say here? As you can see, this is the original, and I would say is really amazing how it worked. And another good thing here is that once you prepare your carousel with your variation that you prepare, like your prompts, you can just save it. You can keep for the future. And once you like fix this, you set up according to your needs. You just, every time you open, you run, you open, you run, you open, you run. And it's pretty much it. So something easy like managing an AI influencer will be much easier and faster. And so with carousels, we're done. Now let's take a look what else we can do that is interesting. So here, the workflow, as you can see, is exactly the same. And we made like a character sheet. And as you can see, like something is still there. It's a mistake, but I have to tell you, like this, even if you have like such tiny element, is absolutely not a problem because it will be extremely easy for your AI to use the reference. So it's absolutely not a problem, but you can create like character sheets so easy. If you want, guys, I will put the prompts in our group. And let's take a look. Here we have a lot of prompts, like, oh my god, let's open this one where you can like check how it was made, and you can copy paste the prompt, and I will like publish those prompts so you can just copy paste and run the workflow. Then you can always do better than me, absolutely. But let's take a look at the original picture first of all. This is the original picture I made using Crea 2, and it's amazing, guys. Like, I love the style, I love the raptor, is adorable. And here's like the character sheet. Like, we have a frontal shot. Consider here we picked a really low resolution because I didn't want to show off my 5090 or my H100, and I put something like really affordable, achievable with low GPU. Then we have this shot. Let's take a look at all of them. This, perfect. From behind. Front again. This is like the same, is not good, but it's ChatGPT to blame in this case. So just fix the prompt in this case. I will publish fixed already. Like this in another pose, beautiful. Like a close-up, frontal close-up, amazing. Like side and another side, and look at the quality, guys. Even if this is like low resolution image, it's beautiful, and it's so easy like to make a character sheet. And probably I will add like a stitch node. It's full, to be honest, in ComfyUI, so if you don't find or you don't have your own method, just put a comment and I will add it, because personally I'm not a huge fan. But now for Minimax, like I saw a lot of people using this, so I think we need the character sheet more often. And what's the difference with the other one? Nothing. The prompt. Let's take a look. Use the input reference image as the exact identity and creature design reference. Create a highly detailed photorealistic character sheet image of the same Velociraptor. You know, like for example, this. Yeah, it worked. It worked well anyway, but I feel that I was not so specific like with ChatGPT. So because it looks like ChatGPT was reasoning more for a language model, and this is not a language model. Then it worked somehow, yes, but we can do better, as I mentioned earlier. And so we saw already carousels work tremendously well. This is ready to go, and this is what the node was meant for. Then we have like character sheets, and then we have LoRA bases. So this is, I want to be honest with you, I prefer still to do manually, but this is a good method. So we have this picture I find in our group. I don't even know what is this. The workflow is the same. I didn't touch absolutely anything. But here you can see that we have a good base for the LoRA. Look, even the skin is good. So like you can be really selective, or you can try to generate 50 pictures instead of 20 like in this case, but it's really good. So face is there, the person is there, and like it's her in a lot of different scenarios. Here, of course, I was really generic with ChatGPT, so I didn't specify. I wasn't so specific with ChatGPT. I just said like make 20 different shots like for a LoRA, and it did. So this method, this workflow, I strongly recommend you to pick a higher resolution. But look at this, guys. This is crazy, right? Even this like really strange shot. So you can build a LoRA now, completely random. You just go here, you create the first picture of the model, and then you can go here and you can copy paste 50, 70, 100, as much as you want, and you put 50 prompts, you go to sleep, you wake up, you have a full LoRA dataset. Then of course, as you notice, like you will cherry pick from those. But this is kind of incredible. Like, I mean, I will absolutely use to make random LoRAs because it's extremely easy. And what's the good part of this? Once again, I will repeat myself. Once you prepare your perfect dataset prompt, you have it there. You just copy paste, or you open the workflow with those saved with the right prompt save. You just upload a new picture, you run, you disappear a couple hours, you come back, you have a new brand LoRA. So this is the carousel node. I hope you guys will find this useful. And if you like the video, if you like our workflows, just put a like, comment, and subscribe, please, because it will help a lot. And another thing I would like to discuss, I strongly recommend you to join our Discord, because our Discord is a massive community at this moment. We have roughly 1,000 people, even developers. So it's massive. You can learn a lot. We even offer tech support wherever you need. It's there. So you're welcome. Join and see you soon, guys.